coming. Jeez. Internet making me late. Oh, it's got to be some. All right, bear with me, y'all. It's really windy where I'm at right now. You know how it is when that wind kicks up, man. It just messes with my connection. But we're going to try. What's up, Brant? I see you, brother. All right. Let's see what we can do with it. I am, right? Hey, Jen is calling me out. I'm late. I'm tardy. No excuses. I'm sorry. And you know what? And it's funny because, we're going to be talking about, we're in Genesis 8 right now. So we're going to talk a little bit more about that ark. And dang it, if I wouldn't have missed the boat. Here it is. I'm getting ready to talk about Noah's Ark, and my behind is late. I'd have been out there like treading water saying, wait, I'm here. Let me on the boat. So, but you know what? I'll try not to make this a habit. I was having little problems with my connection, trying to get on. And thank God I was able to get on anyway. And but as it is, like I said, we're going to be in Genesis 8. And so Noah, you know what that means. The real party animals are showing up to rock your boat, dude. Let us on. Open up the gangway, brother, because here we come. All right. So thank you guys for showing up to get this trip on with me. Let's see what we can dig out of the word. And hope you guys have had a fabulous week so far. Get our trip on before the weekend comes up. Hope you guys got some marvelous stuff planned. And don't get into any deviltry while you're out there. Don't forget, y'all are children of God, man. Don't you guys be out there forgetting it. I know sometimes we get now we dig on the Lord and we try to keep him first because he is a fascinating guy. And I'm a fan. I hope you're a fan too. And with that, let's see what we can get out of 8, y'all. I'm gonna try to jump right on into it because there's a lot going on, and I'm gonna try to stay focused. You know me, just all over the place, but I'm gonna try to make it do. I'm gonna try to make it do what it do, and hopefully I can stay focused and and get it going. Okay, so let's start at 8. We're at Genesis 8. All right, y'all ready? Then God remembered Noah and all the wild animals and all the livestock that were with him in the ark. What you mean you remember? God's like, dang, is your memory that short? It's like, no, it's like, it's just a way of saying that God keeps us on his heart. When God says he remembers, it's like, look, we're always on God's heart. So don't think that he forgot them. Obviously, he didn't forget them. He made provisions for them, so he didn't forget them. That were with him on the ark. So God caused a wind to pass over the land, and the water subsided. Okay, so we're getting a little picture of what God is going to do for the Israelites. Okay, he's going to make that wind pass, and it's going to part the sea, and the Israelites are going to be able to pass through it. Okay, so we're just getting a little picture right there. God calls the wind to go over the waters. Okay? Also, the sources of the deep and the windows of the skies were closed up, and the rain from the sky was held back. Now, a lot of people say that the Bible, is a bunch of metaphors and stuff like that. It's a bunch of stories or, things like that. Now, there are certain imagery that's put in there, when it talks about, the windows of the skies and things like that. Well, yeah, that's imagery. But the bottom line is that it wasn't. The whole global flood itself is not a metaphor, or it's not some kind of a parable or anything like this. This is an event that actually happened, but in the style and with the with the way to engage the reader, a little bit of like an imaginative writing is, creative writing is put in there. But the bottom line that it's basically a way of saying there was a massive amount of water that just poured out from heaven. It just poured out from the sky, and water that gushed up from the ground. So we got also the sources of the deep and the windows of the sky. Okay, we read that. The waters kept receding gradually from upon the land, and the waters decreased by the end of 150 days. Okay, so now right there, it's kind of giving you an overview of what went down, right? It's an overview of what went on, and now it's going to give you a little bit more detail. Okay, it's gonna back up, and it's gonna kind of read it again, but it's gonna kind of tell you like what went down. Okay, the ark came to rest in the 7th month. Make sure I'm in frame. Now I'm just scooting all out of frame and stuff. How do I do that? All right, hopefully I'm still in frame, man, because it's freezing up on me right now, so I can't really see what it is that I'm doing. I'm telling you, the connection's bad out here. But okay, so hopefully I'm still in frame. Didn't like just lean way on out of there. So we got the ark came to rest in the 7th month on the 17th day of the month upon the mountains of Ararat. Okay, so we know where the ark is. You just gonna have a hard time getting there. You know, right now there's, you got the political discourse that is, the political unrest that's there. So it just ain't safe, right? It would be like basically you would have to have a military campaign to get your behind up in there. But it's just not a feasible search to conduct. It's not, it's rough terrain. And like I said, the political territory there is not, as far as I remember, it's not, ain't too friendly. So, but aside from that, because some people say that, well, if we found the ark, what's if the Bible says that the ark is there, well, prove it, Christians. Get your behind up there and show us this ark. Okay. So you mean to tell me that if we went ahead and found this ark, for those who don't believe in God, atheists or, agnostics, or, who don't believe in the Christian God, may believe in, a higher power source, but don't believe in the Christian God or God of the Bible. So we find this ark. Does that mean that you're going to turn a whole new leaf and decide to believe in God now? Is that what it would take? We're going to find this boat for you? Really? You think that you find this boat, hey, there's proof, there's the boat, you ready to believe in God now? You're not gonna believe it. You're not gonna believe in God. Or more importantly, we found the boat that this Bible is talking about. So that must mean that God is real. Are you ready to obey God? Are you ready to pledge your life to Him? All right, you ready to recognize Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior? That we found this boat? No, you don't need these articles. Okay, these articles. If these articles were found for you, and this proof was found, and you still don't want to believe. See, God is merciful. God is not interested in you finding that boat. If you want to find something, find Him. Look for Him. But God doesn't want to be like, oh, man, I don't want you to find that boat. Because if you find it, that ain't going to change. It's not really going to change you. And God's going to be like, and if you do find that boat, you find this article from the Bible, and you still don't believe, then, what else can I do for you? Because if you find the ark, you found a miracle, right? Remember, blasphemy of the Holy Spirit is basically when you witness something that is just out of the natural. It's like only the hand of God could actually do this. When God steps out of nature's ordinance, right, and actually does something, still holy, but unnatural. And you're like, okay, well, you did that by the power of, that was the devil that actually did that. Or you try to explain it or rationalize it somehow or something like that. God's like, well, what else can I do for you? I didn't show you the miracle. If you still don't believe, then, oh, well, I can't force you to believe. And then from there, so with that ark, remember guys, the ark is a work of a miracle. I mean, Noah got these instructions to make this boat out of gopher wood. But this goat is going to survive a global flood, all that turbulence? I don't know about all that. But the hand of God was on this boat. This boat was a miracle. It's a miracle that this boat made it. So if you're able to find this miracle boat and you're still like, yeah, okay, we found it, but I still don't believe in God. And I don't want to do what He says. God's like, well, what else can I do for you? I didn't show you the proof. You don't believe it? Okay. So, all right, so we got the waters kept receding gradually. We got that rested on Ararat. Now, remember, guys, this is by the 7th month. All right, and then the waters went on decreasing until the 10th month. Okay, so we got Ararat, not like the highest mountain, it's still pretty, it's high enough, but there's a higher mountain. So those waters were receding and Ararat's uncovered. And that's where the ark ends up, docked. It's like, I can't go any further. We're on a mountain now. Now the higher mountains are starting to get uncovered by the water. Hey, remember, like the highest mountain was covered by at least 15 cubits. The waters went on decreasing until the 7th month. On the first day, in the 10th month, sorry, y'all, in the 10th month, on the first day of the month, the tops of the mountains appeared. Okay, now we're going to back up again. Okay, so now remember, we started off, it gave you that 150 days of the waters decreasing, and then it backed up and kind of gave you a little bit more detail about those 150 days. Now we're going to back up again, and this is going to give you some details about the 40 days. Okay, so or I should say at the end of 40 days. So here we are at 6. It was at the end of 40 days that Noah opened the window of the ark. Okay, so the ark had basically, if the ark was fully enclosed up to 1 cubit, it's like a cubit portal on the top of it, right? And there was a hatch. Okay, so, and this basically was the only thing that Noah could see. And I've heard, teachings on this, where it's basically the only thing that Noah could really see was up, right? Keep your mind on the things above. It's like God didn't want Noah to see the judgment. It's like, I don't want you to see this, man. It's horrible. It's horrible what's going to come down. And, so, he's got this portal, and that's about all he could see. So it was at the end of the 40 days that Noah opened the window of the ark that he had made, right? So he opens up the hatch, and then he sent out a raven, and it kept going back and forth until the waters were drying up from the land. Okay, now y'all, this is kind of a spooky picture. Okay, see, for 40 days, okay, at the end of 40 days, it's just pounding, right? It's pounding rain, obviously. Rain is just coming down in buckets. So I imagine at day 40, Noah's like all of a sudden, shh. Hey, you hear that? I don't hear anything. Exactly. And the rain has stopped. Hey, so at the end of this 40 days, ain't no rain. And I hope I didn't lose you guys on Facebook because my page keeps trying to crash. So I'm gonna keep on going and hope that everything is getting in. Okay, anyway, so for 40 days, Noah didn't hear from God. He's all he hears is rain. Just rain coming down. Just rain coming down. And at the end of the 40 days, Noah opens up the hatch. He doesn't hear rain anymore, opens it up, and he sends out a raven. Okay, now, Noah obviously wants to get back on dry land. He seems a little bit impatient, all right? He seems a little, okay, it's 40 days. Dude, it's been raining for 40 days. God told you he was going to flood the world over. It just stopped raining, okay? The world is still flooded over, dude. All right, so you're going to send out this raven for what? Now, I would imagine that Noah was probably hoping that God restored the earth already. Because remember, the 6-day period in Genesis is a period of restoration. I know folks think that it's the creation period, but if you read the whole Bible, it's a restoration period. God restored the earth in 6 days. Okay? Now, in this, because Noah knows that God can restore the earth quickly, he's probably thinking, okay, God did already judge the world. Everything that had life in it is dead. God didn't pass his judgment. It's over. It's done. Can we get back to the business of living? So on day 40, the second it stops raining, Noah's like, all right, where the land at? It's like, dude, there ain't no land. And mind you, Noah hadn't heard from God. If he had heard from God, he wouldn't have sent out that raven. See, God told Noah when the flood would come, but God didn't tell Noah when the judgment would end. just said, hey, it's going to be 40 days. Hey, but he didn't say when he was going to be able to get off that boat. Told him when you can get on it. But I ain't telling you when you can get off it. Right? Kind of left him in the dark there for a reason. Because Noah had to keep his faith. You got to keep your faith, y'all. They say maybe it's, to some it seems like, well, that's kind of like a cruel joke. It's like, wow, God, why are you playing games with Noah? Why can't you let him in the know? Hey, and my thing is like, look, sometimes when people have a reveal about their life, like say for instance, your answers are given to you. This is what you. Sometimes, guys, when we get focused on the end goal, we end up stumbling and tripping over the obstacles that we need to actually get to that goal. Sometimes we have to actually meet these obstacles and beat these obstacles. These obstacles help to strengthen us, and sometimes these obstacles are integral to help us achieving our goal. But if you're just focused on the goal, you'll take off running, start tripping over your obstacles, and it's hard for you to get to your goal because you're not focused on. You're like this, tripping over stuff. Okay, so sometimes we need that faith, y'all. We need that faith, and we need that counsel of the Lord, so we're better spiritually prepared and conditioned to deal with the things that come at us. Now, see, Noah, I posit to y'all, Noah lost his integrity, okay? Because he didn't hear from the Lord. It's 40 days. Day 40 opens up the hatch. The first thing he does is that he seeks the counsel of a raven. He's waiting for a raven to give him a report. Okay? I know that sounds kind of weird, but think about it, y'all. God hasn't spoken to Noah for 40 days. Noah wants to know, where are we? What's the word? So for 5 months, Noah is sending out this raven. Why a raven? Well, ravens are freakishly intelligent. It's a freakishly intelligent bird. So it's a pretty hardy bird. It's adaptable. It can handle some pretty rough weather. So Noah knows what he's doing but at the same time he doesn't. Noah's missing the spiritual implications of what he's done. He sends out this raven that is highly intelligent. And think about the attributes of a raven, y'all. A raven, intelligent, adaptable, it's strong. A raven can communicate with gestures that are not unfamiliar to us. It can mimic. Ravens can talk, right? They can talk better than most parrots, actually. And they can mimic different animals. They can mimic different sounds. So by Noah sending out this raven was strategic. But y'all, the spiritual implications of the raven, though, is that what did the raven do? The raven went back and forth. And a raven is a creature of the air. What is the devil? He's the prince and the power of the air. The raven was going back and forth. And remember what God asked Noah. Remember what God asked Job, sorry. Geez, what did God, I'm getting lost here. Sorry about that, y'all. What did God ask Satan when Satan came to accuse Job? Woo! Satan said, I've been going back and forth across the earth. Hey, what was the raven doing? Going back and forth. So the raven, like the devil, is also highly intelligent. The raven, like the devil, mimics. Okay? The devil masquerades as an angel of light. The devil is going to mimic, is going to set up mimicry of God. You're going to have this entity of Satan. It's going to step in a place where he should not be and claim to be God. He's always trying to mimic God. Okay? He's an imitator. So this raven is sent out, and also, so you're looking at these attributes that line up with the behavior of the devil. So, and despite all of its intelligence, the raven is a scavenger. A raven thrives on death. The devil thrives on death. So when the raven is going out there, that's what he's feeding on. Okay? Guys, the world is flooded over. There's floating carcasses. There's bodies everywhere. So raven is going out and it's thriving on death. And then it comes back to the boat. Noah is looking for a report from the raven. Because remember, guys, ravens can talk, right? And there ain't nothing else out there. There's nothing else out there for the raven to communicate except for God. Noah is hoping, because remember, guys, ravens can talk. Okay? So Noah is hoping that the raven will come back and repeat something that God may have said. But guys, remember, it's a raven. The only thing the raven can do is mimic in the behavior of the devil. So only thing that Noah can really expect from the raven is a satanic report. So the raven itself also is going to come back because a raven mates for life. Its mate is on that boat. So it's going to keep coming back. All right. Now, somebody said, what's in that coffee? Exactly what somebody said, what's in that coffee cup, so coffee. Trust me, it's coffee. So now you made me look what you made me lose my point. This is my thought. Okay. So now you have these different attributes of this raven that parallel the devil. And this is the report that Noah was waiting on. Okay? He's waiting on something for this raven to tell him something. So now this has been going on for 5 months. All right. Now the dove, finally he sends out a dove. I don't know what happened to the raven. The Bible doesn't really say. Hey, I don't know if the raven came back and Noah's like, okay, this isn't working because the raven's not telling me anything. You know, because ravens are really intelligent, guys. Raven a point. He's got all these, he's got like a pointer dog and all these, and he's got a homing pigeon and a dolphin, like all wrapped up in this raven. This raven can do it, practically do it all. Should be able to tell him something. Raven's not telling him anything, okay? Which is probably a good thing. But Noah made the mistake of putting his trust into this raven instead of awaiting a word from God directly. God has already spoken to Noah directly. So naturally, you would think that Noah would expect God to speak to him again, but he got impatient. And that's like us. It's like we're waiting on a word from God. We're waiting on a word from God. It's like, okay, God, I ain't hearing from you, so I'm going to do my own thing. And Noah ended up seeking the counsel of an animal that parallels attributes of the devil. Now the dove, he sends out the dove. The dove goes out, comes back, goes out, picks out. It's a female dove. So for some reason, this dove picks a leaf from an olive. So the water has receded down to a low place. It's getting kind of low because, as far as I know, olives, they grow, in lower climates. All right. So this dove, hold on a second. Yeah, this dove comes back. Noah's certain it's okay, land now, waits another 7 days, sends the dove back out. Okay? And the dove also, or I don't know if the raven came back or not. Raven doesn't say, but the dove went out and the dove didn't come back. Now this is strange because doves also mate for life. That dove's mate was on the ark, but the dove didn't come back. Why not? Okay? So, the dove is representing life. The dove, as far as I know, the dove won't even land on anything that's dead. Okay? Picture of Christ and picture of God. God does not dwell around death. Okay? And when Jesus took the Nazarite vow, it's like, no wine, no study, he can't even be around the dead. It's like, nope, can't be around the dead. So this dove is a picture of that. A dove will not land on the dead. Okay? So now I'm wondering if that raven was still out there, because like the devil, it goes back and forth looking to see who it can devour. Okay? Ravens will prey on small birds. They're primarily scavengers, but they're omnivorous, pretty much. But they'll hunt down small birds. And that dove didn't come back, and it should have came back because his mate was on it. They mate for life. This dove was just gone. Probably ran into that raven out there. I don't know. Bible doesn't say. Just speculating. Just kind of based on what the Bible says, going back and forth, seeking whom it can devour, and maybe that raven caught up with that dove. So it's funny. People say that Christians are anti-science and stuff like that, and here we are. We're talking about zoology of the avian variety. You know, can I get a witness? but you know, that reminds me, just really quick. I did a conservative conference in the Inland Empire a little while back, and I was opening up for Jack Hibbs, and you know, that was cool, you know, to get to open up for Jack Hibbs. And during the course of it, you know, I'm like, can I get a witness? I was like, yeah. And I said, can I get an amen? And everybody's like, amen. And I was like, can I get a sandwich? And you know, we got a little laugh out of that. And then like a few minutes later, my dude Don Dix, who has the radio show Jen and Don, I think it's on AM 590, like in the San Bernardino area. Brother comes walking out and gives me a sandwich, and it was that was so funny. Anyway, Don Dix is he's on Facebook. Give him a holler, guys. He's a funny dude. Anyway, it reminded me of that. So there's the spiritual implications that are going on in there. Okay? Like I said, you know, I'm trying not to pull this stuff out of thin air. I'm only going by the attributes that I've read that line up, you know, with the behavior of these animals and things like that, the behavior of the devil, and images of the reflections of Jesus and his you know, being the life that is represented in the dove. Okay. All right. So as it says, the dove did not find a resting place for the sole of her foot. She returned to him in the ark because water covered the surface of the whole land. He stretched out his hand and he took her and brought her to him into the ark. So he waited yet another 7 days, and again he sent the dove out from the ark. The dove came to him at evening, and surprisingly, a freshly plucked olive leaf was in his mouth. A olive leaf. You know, this is indicative of, you know, starting to see a picture of Israel coming up in here. Okay. Plucked the olive leaf, was in its mouth. So Noah knew that the waters had receded from the land, and he waited 7 more days. He went out, he sent the dove out, but she did not return to him again. It was the 601st year, in the first month, on the first day of the month, that the waters had dried up from the land. Then Noah removed the cover of the ark, and he looked, and behold, the surface of the ground had dried up. By the 2nd month, on the 27th day of the month, the land was dry. Okay? So basically what the Bible just said here is that the land was already dried up. Okay? Noah wasn't aware of this. Okay? So when he's like in the 2nd month, and he opens up, and he goes and he finds like, I'm gonna go survey it. Okay? And the land was dry. The land was already dried up. Okay? But now he's able to observe it and confirm for himself that the land was dry. Okay? Because he got the word from this dove. And that was the signal that he needed. Okay? It was like, you know, he's waiting for the signal from this raven. Remember, raven, highly intelligent, but thrives on death. Dove, the message is life. Okay? That was the message that Noah should have been waiting for. Okay? And then upon the confirmation from the dove, that's when Noah acted. Okay? And they're going to start to step off this boat. Then God spoke to Noah saying, here it is. He spoke to him. Okay? Then God spoke to Noah saying, come on out of that ark, man. You and your woman, your sons' wives with you, every animal that is with you of all flesh, including the flying creatures, livestock, and every crawling creature that crawls on the land, bring out with you, and let them swarm in the land and be fruitful and multiply upon the land. Hey, hold on. There seems to be something missing here. So Noah came out. Okay, we're at 8:18. So Noah came out with his sons, his wife, and his sons and his wives, every animal, every crawling creature, every flying creature, everything that crawls upon the land came out from the ark in their families. Hey, all right. Then Noah built an altar to Adonai. He took of every clean domestic animal and of every clean flying creature and flying creature. Yeah, you might as well be a flying creature because you're about to be on this. You're about to be fried up on this altar. Okay, every flying creature. Oh man, sound like some. Oh man, gonna have about having some some fried chicken. Well, chickens don't really fly. I guess they fly enough, but you know, so a flying creature. They're gonna fry up some flying creatures. And he offered burnt offerings on the altar. When Adonai smelled the soothing aroma, no, brother, what you cooking? I'm gonna have it. Because you know, I imagine the earth is smelling pretty foul right now because of all the carcasses laying around. Hey, all the death. The waters are receding, everything comes down. You probably got like whales and stuff, inland and stuff like that. Dead whales and dolphins and fish and freaking cows and everything, and a whole bunch of people just rotten. Hey, so the earth probably funky, man. So Noah's like, man, ain't no incense strong enough. Ain't no incense strong enough to like cover up this funkiness, man. We gonna have to burn us some animals, and we gonna have to start us a barbecue. You with it, God? Hey, yeah, God said, yeah, hook up, yeah. Go ahead, and you know, throw me some meat on that grill, man. God, you want some potato salad? Yeah, I'll take some potato salad. You want some Kool-Aid? Yeah, give me some. Good. They gonna hook it up, right? They gonna have the macaroni and cheese. You know, they say, yeah, all right. So, and the animals are probably like, dang, man, we survived this flood only to be put on the grill. It's like, thanks a lot, Noah. We were fine where we are now. Okay, not all of them got thrown on the grill, y'all. Okay, but so we got every flying creature offered a burnt offering on the altar. When Adonai smelled the soothing aroma, Adonai said in his heart, wait, hold on. Before I get there, dang it, I knew something was missing. Again, it addresses like all these animals, flying creatures, crawling creatures, you know, all these creatures. What do we got? What do we got? Crawling things, flying creatures, domestic animals, dirty animals, you name it. They don't talk about the fish, man. It was still a mystery about, well, what happened? Okay, we talked about this before. You know, probably came to the conclusion that yeah, the aqua life probably died. And man, I can't believe somebody trying to call me right now. All right, well, hopefully this is still going. Y'all just gonna have to hear my phone just going. Probably somebody trying to tell me that my phone is off. I don't know who that is. Okay. That's why I don't be giving out my number. My number, man. Okay. Maybe lose my thought. What was I thinking? Hold on. I'm gonna get it back in just a second. Oh yeah, the fish. All right. So we was talking about, you know, because of the changes in pressure. This will crush these fish. You know, they can't. Whales got to be able to breathe. You know, they're mammals. You know, dolphins and stuff like that. You know, it's probably hard for them to get to the surface and things like that. Changes in the water between how much saline or salt is in it. Fresh water and stuff like that. So these aqua life, they can't handle changes like that. So they most likely died. But the Bible doesn't say. It just kind of leaves that out. What was like, Lord, what happened to the fish? Did they live? Did they die? I mean, they are fish, so they shouldn't be able to live in water. But I think the Lord has given me an answer in terms of what happened to all the aqua life. Okay, the aqua life died. The marine life was dead, all of it. Hey, they're out there floating belly up and all that sort of stuff. God restored all the marine life. Hey, I know that seems simplistic. It's like, well, geez, it's like, come on, Zoe. I mean, that's a simple speculation to make. That it's like God restores, okay, so he made all the marine life, he returned all the marine life back to the water. Now, I didn't get that out of a simple speculation. I got that out of the nature of Jesus himself. Okay, so when Jesus says, hey, the folks is hungry, what do we got to eat? We got 2 bread, or we got 2 loaves of bread, and we got some fish, right? A couple fish. What does Jesus do? He multiplies them. Okay, so I'm only getting this out of the Bible. I'm not bringing this speculation out of thin air or out of my own calculations. I'm just squaring this by the Bible itself. Jesus has shown on a couple occasions that he will multiply the fish. So this marine life just boom starts to just multiply. That's probably what he did with the aqua life, with the I keep saying aqua life, the marine life. Is that a word, aqua life? Marine life. All right. So with the aquatic creatures, God's like, okay, Noah, you get all the land dwelling and the flying creatures. You go ahead and get them on the boat. I will handle all the oceanic and sea creatures and all that. I'll take care of that. You take care of that. Okay? So I'm pretty sure that's how it went down. So I think we could be at peace of mind in concluding that, yes, all the marine life, they all died. God restored them because he shows his nature in that by how he multiplied fish when the folks were hungry. Boom, 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 fish, fish. Same thing probably after the flood. Oh, put all the fish back, all right? Man, okay. So he says, I will never again curse the ground. Ground is still cursed, y'all. He's just not adding another curse to it. Okay? So they never again curse the ground on the account of man. Okay? So never curse the ground on account of man.